if I can just get this thing to actually... There we go. Right, welcome to Exalted Session 2, where a city burns.
May or may not
This
burn.
time it's technically a good thing.
No.
Well,
Yeah, mostly.
a part of the city is burning is a good thing because it means the
From a
rest
certain
will
point of view,
Controlled demolition, what can we say?
controlled arson.
So, where we left off, pretty much the armies of the guild, the mercenary guild, so the guild are marching on the city. You've learned that they have a fleet coming in as well. And generally, things are not looking good.
For them.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure you can beat these guys. Can you beat these guys without lighting up like Christmas trees? Is the real question.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's the more important question,
Well,
right?
none of my active charms are likely to cause me to light up, so...
Well, we'll see how that
Okay,
goes.
I have to ask,
None of my active charms that I'm going to
Which-
be using
which
in
char-
combat.
what thing on charms would mean that you would give up the ghost?
It's mote expenditure. So if you spend too many motes, and then actually no charm, yeah, light up.
Yeah, and some of the charms have the keyword obvious, which means it's obvious you're doing something supernatural.
Yeah.
Things like summoning a weapon out of nothing, or pulling it from across the battlefield.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll
Yep.
have the army encamp around the city. I'm going to move these red lines, which are quite helpful. So they're going to move up to the edges of the city. Siege works.
Actually, wait, apparently summoning the loyal steel isn't obvious.
Really?
Doesn't make sense, but whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, they've begun their siege lines. They're not digging in at the moment. They just kind of like the armies have formed around you, and they're making sure that there's quite a lot of pointy weapons on display.
We have also pointy weapons to
It's-
put on display on the walls.
They're basically doing look at me, look at us, don't look at the sea. Right?
Yeah, this guy actually posed the question: how are we going to deal with the fleet? We have, of course, we have napalm, so we can, burn some ships, but we really need a plan for those ships.
Yeah, somebody mentioned creating a fire ship, which is just you light a ship on fire and you let it drift crazily.
Yeah, that was my idea. Like, of course, you put bales and tar and everything, and just ram it into other ships.
My observation is that works to stop a couple of ships or slow them down. That still leaves us with the majority of the fleet able to get in after the fire ship burns
We
up.
could
or gets
always
sunk or
have an
something.
artillery ship, because we've got enough napalm to just launch it at things.
That, or even just catapults facing out to the sea.
My point is actually, does the napalm burn on water?
Yes, it does. It burns whether it's hit by air or water, which means
Then we
it's
don't have
to
much
get
of a-
rid of.
Then we don't have much of an issue. We can allow some of them to approach, then drop the napalm and kill off these people that are
Well,
coming
yeah,
in.
it's more the issue of what's our delivery method.
We can use catapults or just...
Yes, that was what we were discussing.
I would preferably favour land-based catapults, to be 100% honest, because then we can at least conserve what ships we have on something like the rough line I put down in red, where we have a channel, which means they
that would
can't just
mean-
swamp them.
that if we do not have enough catapults, that would mean dismantling some from the defenses.
Do we have siege works or no?
We have catapults on the walls.
There'll
and
be
Yeah, the
some-
walls have some defence.
Yeah, the wall's got some
Probably
defences. The only
Scorpions,
those two
catapults to the
towers at
side.
the end would have like catapults facing out. It's not very well defended. It's got quite a nice narrow channel, but they've not put that much into sea defences. They're probably cursing that right about now.
They would be.
So here's a question. We have a forlorn hope attack, and we also have a sea assault. Who wants to deal with the sea? Who wants to deal with the hope? Deal with the captain.
I'll deal with the forlorn hope. I want to stick him on the end of my glaive, hoist him over the battlements to show his dead carcass, and then throw him down at his soldiers.
I have exactly 0 sea-based abilities whatsoever, so...
Well,
I'm
here's
pretty
the
sure
question:
no one
so Gray had to ask the question: how difficult would it be to actually go out onto to fight the fleet, or at least get to invade the fleet essentially.
How many points of sail do you have?
Yeah.
And I mean, can we get someone else to do the sailing, or can we at least try to do? Say, if we're sitting a fire ship, would driving the burning ship be, or floating it be very difficult?
Probably not. Actually moving a burning ship, not because you wouldn't set it on fire until near the last moment. I'd hope not, anyway. This is you.
I do have a lot of resistance and strength and resistance, so being on fire is not that bad.
Strength doesn't do a damn thing to your resistance.
All right, stamina and resistance.
Yeah. Strength is how hard you hit people. Stamina is what happens when you're on fire and burning.
I mean, I do have 7 in stamina resistance.
You don't have to be on fire, but at least you need to resist the heat.
You don't need to be on fire,
Which
but it helps.
admittedly would probably be an easier check.
All right.
All I can think is you don't need to be on fire, but it helps.
It's a very exalted concept. It has to be said. I mean, even if we're doing the fire ship thing instead of the catapult thing, I do not want us sending all of our ships out into a wide open bay if this town doesn't have a lot of ships on naval defense, because then we're just going to get surrounded and murked. I honestly think our ships would do better just holding inland, trying to defend the coast.
Well,
and just
the main thing about a fire ship is basically the panic it causes and getting ships to crash into each other. And since we do have, and since we do have basically a choke point with the bay, they don't have very much maneuvering speed because they're also dealing with the incoming and any wind that comes in. By the way, does anyone here have any wind manipulation at all? No. Yes.
No.
Nope.
I think a good idea would be
wind manipulation. I think you said.
I mean,
It did sound like women manipulation.
Yes, but I don't.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I have an idea. I have a suggestion. It could be a very dangerous suggestion, actually, but it's a suggestion.
Sure.
If the attackers from sea see that there is no. Oh, wait. Can I please stay my plan?
I can summon a wind elemental. Or an air elemental, but
it could spread the fire.
Or at least make sure that they have to tack against a
that's
freeze going that way.
Yeah, my idea is not. It's not a plan. If we hide in the harbor and they see no defenders, they will think, "Oh, this is great. We don't have. We can. If we rush now, we can take them." So instead of actually sending their soldiers by boats, they decide to put their ships inside.
See, you're making a lot of assumptions. Is the issue?
Well, it's a battle plan. I don't have science. I cannot exactly know what they're going to do. My point is that if they get close enough, we can start peppering them with napalm. I mean, just give them a false sense of security. If they see no one at the docks, they'll see it's much easier if they rush in.
Well, I think the main reason why they are making an obvious as display of surrounding everything is that they're no one is expecting the ships.
Also, yeah, they probably think that we're completely oblivious to
the ships are the ships are their trump card, so that's basically what they're planning on for the panic. So you need to make sure the walls are saying, and we have to deal with the ships.
Yeah, they're assuming already that they're going to have a clean line into the bay.
I know that trying to storm the castle is going to be very deadly, so it's probably not going to be their main force axis of attack. It's storming the walls is an extremely bloody affair. It's not done lightly. So probably
basically, the way I see it, they're going to try and draw all the defenders out onto the outer wall, and then bring their ships in so that they have a relatively clear path.
Yeah, we can set up. We can put false sentries like wooden doors with spears and some helmets and the shield.
I think we set things up as we basically set things up as, how can I put this, to our strengths. So Vengeful, Tristan, you man the wall. You man the walls with your people as they deal with the Forlorn Hope when it comes. Vengeful, Adamant, and Mosef. We'll deal with the people coming up the bay. We'll deal with the ships hitting the bay. The question is, do we want to lure them onto the docks and then butcher them when basically they get in port, or do we want to try and meet them in the bay? Is a question, because they're going to have to land their ships anyway, and we can
Defense in
turn.
depth. We want to do both.
My idea is to attack, stay hidden,
Mhm.
and attack them just as they're approaching the docks. They will be helpless in the boats. They will not have anywhere to move, and if they're wearing armor, if they start jumping from the water, from the boats to the water, they might drown. So
All right, so keep anyone who has a bow or something like that along the beach.
yeah,
along the bay.
basically hide, and the biggest advantage of the dock is that they don't know that we know. So keep hidden, wait for them, and as soon as they approach in just maybe a dozen meters or 2 dozen meters from the docks, open fire with everything you have.
It depends on what do we have as question.
Bows are probably
shitload of incendiary arrows and probably.
Yeah,
someone
I
to
mean,
hit with them.
in the lane of like, what does this city have? Like, Ray, what are we stocked with currently in terms of men?
Men wise, it's mostly militia.
Yeah, I can, if Ray allows it, I would say that my legion currently is compromised of 2/3 line soldiers and 1/3 skirmishers. I was planning on splitting it in 3, so there's no fatigue for my soldiers, so they can do 3 shifts every day for 8 hours or 4 hours by 4x4. So I can give you most of my skirmishers and a little infantry to use at the docks. So you maybe have about 200 skirmishers and 100 infantry, while I keep the other 600 in reserve for the walls. They'll be armed with javelins, maybe some bows and crossbows.
Well, no crossbows.
I think
but...
we're
Alright,
thinking
no
this,
crossbows,
so
but they'll
let's-
have bows and javelins. So, and also they'll have glaives, swords, and great shields for the infantry. Probably some shields and small shields for the other.
We're probably
you don't really
overthinking
need to
this,
stat
really.
out every piece of kit they have.
No.
Honestly, you can just look at what my character has and say this is what my soldiers have as well. It's probably easiest if it's going to be counted as some sort of bonus.
Probably not.
Because
I'm going to say that equipment's probably pretty standard amongst troops at this point.
if you want to play it like that, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to cut down the amount of paperwork, because this is a paperwork heavy game.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what you're talking about, Gray.
So basically, anything I can go where that doesn't count, I'm going to go there that doesn't count on.
Maybe depending on how many ticks in equipment they have. For instance, my guys have 3. They can get some sort of bonus if they're facing opponents with 2 ticks equipment. They guys not get.
I think the hint is that he's not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going off of what he said here. I think the hint is pretty obvious.
I know.
Well, unless it massively comes up, you're basically attacking militia or something like that. Yeah.
Basically, unless you're on the other side of this fight, it's not going to make a huge difference.
Probably these guys are probably going to be the same as my soldiers, so
Yep.
same. The
On the
militias
other
are the
hand,
ones
that
that's going to
might
be weak.
lessen penalties we take because we have actual trained soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah,
On the
you're
other hand,
gonna have 300 cracks veteran soldiers.
Anyway,
So all right, that's gonna be it then.
Yep.
Carson is gonna hold out one of the other gates. Probably he's gonna send skirmishers and soldiers as well, but he's not here.
curse that
So he
castle.
can't. Curse that castle. Where is him and his mercenaries? Lost on the road somewhere.
Episode title: Curse That Castle. Thank you.
He's like this Russians at the Battle of Austerlitz. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we arrived at the exact date. Oh, right. We forgot we're using a different calendar, so it's 2 weeks out of date. Pretty much. It's decided then.
So now that we've got the bay taken care of, how deep into the city did they make camp?
They're pretty much not in the city, they're on the outskirts. They're not going to be sending men into the city until they're actually attacking. 'Cause that's a good way
Mind
to,
you, they.
that's a good way to get your men killed.
The
Yeah.
red line disappeared.
It's just moved.
Yeah, that was Serpentis' movement plan for scouting.
Yeah, that wasn't actually where they were. That was just me scouting around last
No,
episode.
but Gray actually made.
Yeah,
some-
but it's not that important, it's fine.
Ah, right.
They're at the
I
edge
mean,
of the city.
Don't worry,
If
we'll
they're
just turn out
smart
that we
enough-
Don't worry. We'll all get assassinated because we forgot to do the first thing we do whenever we're dealing with the siege is check for spies.
If you want to.
I mean, why would you give Gray that idea? But
I was going to propose that since some of the battlements are probably very close to the city outskirts, I might launch a raid and bloody them up a bit, get them annoyed, get them angry.
I mean, ideally, if you're going to do that, we should really do it at the section near where we're holding out anyway, to sort of pull as much as possible towards us and away from the towns.
It's just something to to make them angry, make them stupid.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying we should do it near our strength.
Yeah, you should do it where we are so that they focus fire on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like at the outskirts, you see on the west part of the city, there's some really big outgrowth houses. My soldiers could probably move easy along with me.
See, what I was gonna do was I was gonna have some of the locals rig the entire outskirts, like section past the fire break, with a few traps. Some napalm-based traps, so that when the army comes marching in, suddenly everything's on fire.
I thought the idea was that we're gonna wait until they actually make the attack and then set everything on fire.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We set the traps so that when they move in, everything lights up.
If you can make such complicated traps in such a small time.
Complicated.
Depends how well you roll them.
Yeah, it basically depends how well you roll.
Yeah. Alright, if you can make traps.
Therein lies the issue, because I don't actually have anything to do that. That would probably be survival.
I have only one tip.
Survival, you said?
It's probably the best one.
I think I read something where survival was trap making. That might be for like trapping animals to eat.
Intelligence and survival sounds like the good one, to create a trap.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
If you have good enough intelligence survival, you can probably make some traps.
Does anyone have intelligence survival?
I have intelligence, I don't have survival.
I have one.
I have exactly one pip in survival. I can roll 3 die.
I've got 2 and 2.
It's better than mine.
I have 5 intelligence. However, could I get a couple of dice from having some of the locals tell me like where general choke points and stuff are?
Yeah.
Just maybe you can find some hunting. Maybe you can find some hunting. They can set up traps.
Because basically all I'm looking to do is make some tripwires that when you trip them, a thing of napalm just breaks somewhere nearby.
It will probably have to be close to the gates then, because that's going to be their main axis of attack.
Yeah, but there's so much city for them to go through before they get to that point.
There's a main causeway that leads up to the southwestern gate.
This is true, yes.
There's 2 more causeways on the southern gates and 1 for the eastern gate.
So yeah, just intelligence plus a couple from locals.
Yeah, sounds good.
Maybe you can find some engineers, some who will just hunt for you.
That's a good
I already saw
start.
the 10. Oh, nice.
4 successes. Oh, that's 1. No, wait. Yeah, that's 1 for each gate.
How do you say your target? Oh yeah, target number is over here.
Your target number should pretty much always just be 7.
Yeah, we don't have SIDS.
A flint trap with a falling jar of napalm on top of it, just as spark flies.
To be fair,
covered in hay.
And
Perfect
of
bonfire.
course, a bunch more strung throughout the place, so if they try looting, those go up too.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, so did napalm.
Honestly, we don't want it if they start looting. It could be individuals. If they have a good discipline, it's going to be individuals that are going to start looting, not the entire army.
Except the army has orders to loot and pillage everything they can.
I mean, I was thinking they're going to do it after they kill everyone. Looting
They
is
don't
so
want
much
to kill
easier
everyone.
when everyone is dead.
They don't want to kill everyone. They want everyone to be slaves.
Ah, right.
That's half the
As
profit.
soon as they
Wait.
kill the soldiers,
Does that include us too, Gray?
Yes.
Of course it does.
Rude.
we're going to be enslaved, strung around, and then led into the Imperial City, where we're going to be ritualistically executed for being an anathema.
Nope.
Oh, please, they wouldn't
yeah.
put us anywhere fucking near the
All right,
city.
they're just gonna kill us like
Plus,
the dogs we are.
these guys
Exactly.
aren't even immaculates, so...
Precise.
They're just gonna kill us like the dogs that we are.
No, they'll probably keep us as slaves for as long as that manages to not blow up in their faces.
No, they really wouldn't. If they knew we were anathema, they would just execute us. Oh,
That's
right.
the thing. Will they know we're anathema?
Well,
sure.
if we do our jobs right, no. But there's a big if involved, there, isn't there?
So dead.
Yes,
Yep.
they are going to die. All of them, in fact. Well, do you want me to make the raid?
Well, first I'm gonna have one thing happen. So at the front of the army, there'll be a rather large guy mounted on a horse, who, surrounded by bannermen.
The
Who
biggest
shall-
banner. Yeah, we know.
Yes, he will kind of march up, so he'll be coming in somewhere around here, and he will kind of issue a mighty proclamation. If he just stops spinning.
His horse is spinning.
Yeah, I am Hank Shah, the bloody-handed one. This city is forfeit to the guild. If you surrender, you will live out the rest of your lives in slavery. If you resist, many of you will die. The result will not change. Only the number of you who will perish this day. You have half an hour to open the gates and allow my army into the city, or we shall begin the attack.
Right, so do the people
Well-
open the gates?
Well, I was going to say that our job should be making damn sure that they don't surrender, so
Yeah.
perhaps some of the more talky types should go and actually have a word.
Problem. The talkiest type.
The pokiest type.
I did say
Here,
talkiest.
so-
Talkiest.
I nominate a rejoinder. We tie a note to an arrow and fire it and shoot it at his horse, saying "F you."
And then light it on fire because it's
I
actually...
don't have archer.
I have archery. I have archery at long range. And,
Yeah, some of us have a couple of dots of archery, so
Just aim for his face.
So
please.
what is archery using archery again?
That's archery plus dexterity to hit.
1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Plus your specialties, if you have any.
Yeah, that's plus with the specialties, so that's plus 10.
and the accuracy of the weapon if your weapon has an accuracy.
So I'm using the so you see me bust out one of those power bow things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh, Don't forget to aim.
What's the aim thing for that?
Hello, don't forget to aim. What?
Accuracy plus 3, right? 2, 3, 5, 6,
Not that I know how you
Okay.
aim in this game, but you
11,
know,
12, 13. How do you aim again?
depends.
Beg your pardon?
You vaguely
How do you
shoot in
aim?
their direction?
Is there any aim action?
Aim action. Well, to be fair, given in combat it would take time. I think because we're not technically speaking in combat, Grey would be within his rights to just go. Nope, just do it.
You can just
so let me go and look
aim
at the
while
Alright.
action.
making this
See.
proclamation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of power bow do you have, by the way?
Short.
Okay, you've got plus 2 accuracy.
Oh, it's plus 3 actually for short. Thought it was over here.
Oh, right, because material bonus.
Long one is just longer range. So 13.
If you fully aimed, you have
Oh wait,
3
target 7,
bonus
not
dice.
4.
Yeah,
Oh, target number is
target
7,
4.
four.
You wish. Yeah.
1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5,
2,
6,
3.
7, 8, 9. He just made 9 successes.
Yeah.
You
So
remember to aim for his face.
I'm aiming for his horse.
yeah,
Again,
you
your target should be 7, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but anyway, it's-
Dusel did
Yeah.
stop at the 7s.
How have you set it to target 4? I know how, but why?
Because I was
It's
messing
default.
with it.
Yeah.
I was messing with it.
So
Ha!
basically that's 9 successes.
Yeah, so it's actually 9 successes rather than 13, but still.
Yeah.
What's the horse's DV, Grey?
I don't know. It's a horse. Probably not.
You shoot it in the eye. It drops dead.
Luckily, I think horses are statted.
Yes, I am quickly
They
opening my
are.
book, which I completely forgot to do.